Hey Art Snackers, my name is Roxanne. I'm a mixed media artist and illustrator, also known as By Bun. Welcome to this very spooky edition of the box breakdown. And this time around, I'm getting some inspiration from a very famous location here in Los Angeles, the Thriller House. Yes, I'm talking about the house scene in Michael Jackson's Thriller music video. Cue the copyright-free Thriller sounding music, please, because this is the Art Snacks box breakdown. Welcome to another box breakdown where we take a closer look at some of the supplies and techniques found in the latest Art Snacks box. This month's box is just jam-packed with supplies. From the ink, to a brush, a pen nib and holder, to a 4-pack of pens, are you kidding me right now? And so much more. Needless to say, we've got a lot to cover this time around, but all of these supplies work great together and they're perfect for Inktober. In case you don't know, Inktober is an annual drawing challenge. It happens every October and you draw every single day using ink, resulting in 31 different drawings by the end of the month. Creator and cartoonist Jake Parker is the founder behind Inktober, and every year he puts out a prompt list to help stir up some inspiration. For this breakdown, I'm going to be illustrating the Thriller House while tackling Inktober prompt number 15, Mysterious. I mean, come on, the Thriller House is perfect for this prompt. Mysterious. To get started, I'm going to sketch things out referencing some photos I took of the house. I'm using two of my go-tos, the Alvin Draft-Matic mechanical pencil and Derwent eraser. Both of these are from previous boxes, but you can also pick them up directly from the Art Snacks shop. With my sketch complete, I'm now ready to throw down some ink. The first thing I'm reaching for is the bottle of Winsor & Newton drawing ink. To note, there's a few reasons why I want to put this into my illustration from the get-go. First, it's because I want to get some bigger areas of color down. This will be helpful for me later on since the ink is water resistant when dry, meaning I could put more pen or ink details on top of it. More on that a little later. Another reason why I'm putting this down now is because two other items in this month's box are water-based. So I want to do a lot of my wet media now so I have more control later on. Trust me, this will all make sense. But in the meantime, just look at that apple green color. You can apply this ink as a wet-on-wet wash or straight onto your paper for a darker look. You'll notice I'm applying the ink using the brush we got in the box this month, the Connoisseur Protégé short-handled white nylon brush. Whew, that's a doozy. I'll be using this brush in this illustration quite a bit actually, and it's because of how versatile it is. Nylon bristles are sturdy, so that means I can use it to apply broad strokes when at an angle or keep it upright for tighter detailing, which you'll see me doing a little later on. This brush will work for ink or paint and is sure to be a staple in my art supply stash. With a nice base of that apple green ink down, I'm now going to reach for that Zig Futibiori brush pen. I got a green color on this item as well, so they're really quite perfect together. Also notice I'm picking up that brush again because this pen is water soluble. Now because of how pigmented these pens are, you can really play with value here. With the firm felt tip, I can lay down some color directly onto my paper and then fan out the pigment where I want to using a damp brush. The addition of water really gives it a cool kind of watercolor look. Once my page is dry, I can come back in with the brush pen and add in more line work or details directly on top. Now it just wouldn't be Inktober without using a dip pen. I mean, look at this thing. It's just so Inktober-y and official looking. I also kind of feel like a wizard. This new to Art Snacks item is from Speedball and it's a two-parter. In your box, you'll be getting the nib holder as well as a pen nib. Simply insert the nib at the end of your holder into one of the circular slots. You'll see that it goes in easy and it stays in place no problem. Using our Winsor & Newton ink again, I'm dipping the pen nib directly into the bottle. You'll notice there's a tiny slit on the pen nib. This is what allows the ink to be applied, but also gives variety to your line work. By pressing into the nib a little bit, you'll be able to lay down a thicker line. Since I've already applied the Winsor & Newton ink like a wash, I'm now using this pen to add in darker detail on top. A little tip for you, since this is a metal nib, you're going to want to be on paper that doesn't have too much texture or tooth to it. This is a mixed media sketchbook that I'm working in, so the paper is nice and smooth for a tool like this. Also be sure to wash your pen nib with a little bit of warm water after every use to prevent inky buildup. With some color and larger areas of wet media down, I can now bring this illustration to life with some black pen work. Next up, we've got a 4-pack of Fineliner graphics pens from Marabou. Yes! A 4-pack. I screamed just like that when I opened the box, I swear. With the 4 different sizes in this set, you're pretty much ready to draw just about anything. When I'm illustrating, I like to start with my largest pen size and work my way down to the smallest. Something else to note here, these pens are water-based, so I'm gonna be reaching for that paintbrush again to fan out pigment and add in some shading where I need to. Starting with the brush size, I can get some bolder outlines knocked out as well as some larger areas of shading done. So you see, this is why I wanted to get that Winsor & Newton ink down first, because should I run over it with a wet paintbrush, that ink is not going anywhere. With the brushwork complete, I can now slowly work my way down in pen size as I add in detail. I'll also continue to use that damp paintbrush when needed. As I finish up my drawing using those Marabou Fineliners, I want to talk about now the limited edition items we got in this month's box. The super rad pencil pin and mini zine. I just love this little pin. I feel like I'm in like a secret society or something. Secret Society of Snackers? Artist and author Adam J.K. offers us some creative words of wisdom and a preview of his new book, Things Are What You Make of Them. Now, I don't want to spoil the mini zine, so I'm not going to open the inside, but I definitely plan on keeping this little guy in my sketchbook for when I need some extra motivation for Inktober. Returning back to my illustration now, I've got all my bigger lines and shading done, having used the brush pen, 8mm and 4mm pens, and I'm now using the smallest size pen in this set, the 2mm. My page is nice and dry now, and the 2mm Fineliner is the last pen I use so that I can put in all sorts of tiny detail, such as additional lines indicating shadows and siding, wood and stone detail, and texture and tiles on the roof. It's all of these little details that you know I obsess over, but it really helps to bring that illustration to completion. So there it is, guys, my finished illustration of the Thriller House with a bit of a spooky twist. If you're new to ArtSnacks and want to get your claws on a box, I will put a link in the description box below where you can sign up. While you're here, don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to this channel for future box breakdowns, and follow ArtSnacks on social media. This has been another ArtSnacks box breakdown, and I'll see you guys next month. Bye!